About a year and a half ago, I made this list of games I wanted to play on the ps4 when I got it. The ps4 at that point was about 4 years old. I got it when a lot of the games I like were out. Some games that are not on this list because they were already in my collection, or I was definitely getting them no matter what, is Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think that's it. Like Metal Gear Solid, Uncharted, were not being this, but I got them anyway. I was gonna get them no matter what, so I didn't need to put them on the list. So let's start with Spider-Man. Spider-Man, fantastic game. Definitely lived up the hype. I love the controls, the combat. I think the main issue with Spider-Man, for me personally, was that I really wanted a super hard challenge in that game to really test me. And even playing on, what was it, professional or perfect or what the hardest patch update was, even that wasn't enough to satisfy me. Usually it is. Usually, like, the hardest of hard, like professional on Last of Us, was enough to like be like, you know what, maybe this is too much. But in Spider-Man, it wasn't enough, man. I wanted to, like, it felt like playing on hard or whatever. I got hit a little bit harder. It just didn't feel like there was enough in the game to satisfy me, because I was really good in Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man's like one of my favorite superheroes of all time since I was young and everything. So, like, I really went into that game. I learned every fucking trick I can do. I didn't use I was doing everything on my own. I was like, okay, this works here and that. It was fucking fantastic. I think there was one mission in the park at night, one of the side missions, that was like really stupid, because you had to, I think it was like you needed to keep the enemies in one, you could only do damage to enemies in that one spot in order for it to count. I thought that was really stupid. That doesn't make any kind of sense when it comes to Spider-Man at all. Keep enemies in this exact spot, or everything else you do doesn't matter. And they had that a couple of times in the game as well, and I was like, I don't like those missions. Everything else is fine. Catching the pigeons, doing little like side things with being a photographer and shit like that, no problem, because that's Spider-Man. But keeping enemy or whatever in that little square box, or it doesn't count, that was bullshit. I didn't like those missions at all. But like the main thing was, like, I think there was like three or four, maybe like four. I'll give it credit of the doubt. There were like four of those Kingpin Fist areas with a whole bunch of enemies, rocket launchers, AKs coming at you at all times. I wanted more of those. And I believe in the game, you can only do that, like, not only, but like, it's basically you could do all of them in the beginning part of the game. You could just rip them all out in the beginning part of the game. You got nothing super challenging to do other than like story missions and side quests. I wanted the game to unlock more of those as the game went on. Now that stupid Taskmaster thing at the end, that did not satisfy me. No. I wanted more harder fist stuff with like giant robots and freaking like metal. I wanted like, throw the damn game at me, bring it on. But they never had that kind of mode. It was basically a couple of enemies, rocket launchers, and throw it back at them. It didn't satisfy me. Not like Ninja Gaiden did. So that was the main thing with Spider-Man. I didn't play God of War yet, so don't worry about that one. I'm not gonna say anything about that one yet. Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2. I knew it was gonna be good because it's Rockstar. The only problem I had with that game, trust me, everything's great. Everything's great in the game except what I say. Trust me, everything's great. Like the acting is great, the missions are great, side quests are great, everything's great. The only problem with the game, except for that mission when like you get pickpocketed and you can't get your shit back, I was like, that's kind of rude. I think you could get it back eventually, but it takes like a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, the only problem with that game, I think, is like the travel from place to place. But like it's the Old West. What do you want? No, there's not much really to complain about in Red Dead 2. Yeah, like it's pretty much the most perfect game you can get for that type. There's a lot of side quests, there's a lot of deviations and things like that. There's a lot of things you can do in the game. It's probably the most perfect game like made of this generation. I mean, like, there's nothing really to complain about in the game. There's no BS in the game. everything you do is your fault. I think there's like maybe some missions you can skip completely, like missable missions, which I fucking hate. But yeah, like maybe that. But like, trust me, like everything else in Red Dead 2 is phenomenal. Let's go with Horizon Zero Dawn. I already talked about Horizon Zero Dawn to death, so I'm not going to go through that again. I didn't play Fallout 4 yet. Dragon Quest 11. The main thing about that game is that it's the cooking thing, the crafting thing is fine-ish. You know, you gotta be in the game for that one. But I think I wanted like a Coliseum thing in that game. To really test my skills, because in Dragon Quest 8 it had that, but not in this game. I hate when they fucking take that out, like in Yakuza 6 Song of Life, they took out the fucking Coliseum. I'm like, what? Come on, man. Um, yeah, but like that, and doing the game twice again was kind of cool. Traveling was okay. Yeah, it wasn't overall. It wasn't like that bad. I think menus were okay as well. Yeah, it was overall. It was a pretty good game. Overall, it was pretty good. I just wish like PS4 got the fucking fast walking shit, because I think walking from place to place a lot, that was tedious. But I didn't add that. Let me see here. I didn't get to play all of Watch Dogs 2 yet, so Near Automata was fantastic. The quests were kind of odd, but that's fine. I think, yeah, the playing the game multiple times over to get the true ending was really cool. The characters 2B and Nines were awesome. I loved the chemistry between those two. Yeah, it was a very fun looking game. It was a very unique looking game. Great looking action. Great control for the character as well. Like there's some nitpicks going on when it comes to the little things that were adding up in the game. I think when you play the game, you'll know what I mean. Where like little things in the game were gonna be like, they could be doing this kind of thing better. There's a couple missable things in the game. I think the challenge in the game didn't really ramp up until like the final missions in the game. So like yeah, once I got used to that one, I was like, okay, I can get the game. Yeah, overall it was a great game. Just I'll set it up right. Nier Automata, overall a great game. That's it. That's all you need to know. I got Witcher. I didn't play it. I beat both Gravity. No, I beat Gravity Rush 1, but 2, something was wrong with Gravity Rush 2. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with part 2. I never got. She put an anniversary collection like $15, but guess what, motherfuckers? I don't want to play the other two games. I only want to play Third Strike. So, yeah, that's why I never bought that. So yeah, I could get the game $15, but guess what? I know it's not worth $15. I only want one game. I don't care about Street Fighter Alpha 2 or Street Fighter 1 or whatever. I only want to play Street Fighter 3. So yourselves. Dragon Ball Fighters. I always wanted it. The price never got to where I wanted it to be because of all the fucking DLC characters and shit there. So it never got to where I wanted it to be. Persona 5 is a masterpiece. Yeah, this. I think you got to use a guide with that game because there's a lot of shit you can miss, and there's a lot of things that will that you wish you had time for, and you need a guide for that game. That's for sure. You need a guide for that game. Bloodborne I have didn't play yet. Fist North Star, that game I'll say outright is tedious, and I didn't say this about any other game I played, any other RPG I played. It's very tedious. It's very tedious. There's a lot of going back and forth in the game, doing repetitive things over and over again. And trust me when I say this, it's definitely true for this game. I wish it wasn't like this, because unlike Yakuza, the same team made it. It wasn't like this. But yeah, doing a lot of things going back and forth there. Yeah, I almost broke my goddamn controller doing some of the shaking mini game in the bar. That was fucking, I don't understand. Like so much shaking, matching with the damn controller. I'm like, I'm not doing this with my controller. I'm not doing that. The racing thing was okay-ish. I didn't know how to unlock the other harder races, so they never really told me how to do that one. So that's stupid. Odin Spear is on my list because I already played Odin Spear on the PS3. But I wanted the newer one, but the price of this shit's never fucking going lower than $20. So I don't fucking understand, because I already played the game. What do I want to play $25 for a game I already played before? Same thing with Catherine Full Body. I already played the game on PS3. Why do I want to play $25 or more for a game I already played? What the fuck? No, no, thank you. Tokyo Xanadu. I played a little bit of it. I bought it for like super cheap, like $10 or whatever. So I'll get to that when I get to that. Those are the artillery games in order. So I played the first one, which I didn't mark. I should have marked that one. So I'll play those things in order. I only played the first one. I didn't play the other ones. I'm shocked. There's so many artillery games on the system. But yet, for some reason, Star Ocean 2 Second Story is not on PS3 or PS4 to buy in any way. Fucking stupid. Infamous Second Son, that was the first game I actually got on the PS4. Fun game. Short. I expected it to be short, but good for what it was. Mega Man Legacy Collection. I've been looking for that to be at a decent price, but it's not. Last Guardian was a very touching game. You and an animal are going across certain lands to avoid doom. You will die in that game a lot. A lot of close calls in the game. Super awesome. Dragon Quest Heroes 2. That game I didn't beat. It's super. It's yes, it's repetitive, but it's super fun. Because like there's so many waves of enemies, there's so many different strategies you can use. Like you just kick enemies' asses. You could tag team against enemies. So yeah, this is written. The future stuff there at the bottom is done at a time obviously before these games came out. As you can see at the bottom when it was created. So I didn't play Sekiro. Cyberpunk 2077. I don't think it's out yet. I already talked about Catherine, and Continue My Story was a gigantic disappointment. That it had no fucking coliseums. It had no colos. It had no special room. They added that in DLC. Square Enix has the nerve to fucking make the game like $10 and the fucking DLC be on sale for $25. Yeah, exactly. Ain't that some sh? And then Final Fantasy VII Remake is fucking like $60, and they're gonna have more. Who knows if like the next one's gonna be the end or just part two? If that shit's on the PS5 only, oh my god.